Hi, everyone. Happy Thursday, wherever you are in the world. Let me know if you can't hear me or see me, but I made sure this time I had my microphone on. So, I don't know how you guys all feel. I'm getting a little restless from all the quarantining, if I said that word correctly, but I've been busy. I've been really busy, so that's good. But I just feel that when I go out to stores and I even walk my dog, I feel like I have this heightened mindfulness of trying to, keep my distance from people and just having awareness, a more heightened awareness of my surroundings. And that's kind of gotten a little bit old for me because, just to have that heightened awareness is getting a little old for me. I just want to just move, like the fish, just move around freely, not feeling like I have to be careful who I might bump if I'm getting too close to people. So that's been wearing on me a little bit, but otherwise, I've been doing really, really well. Let me know how you guys have been doing. I'd love to hear from you. These sessions have really been healing for me because I love meditation and I love having a collective consciousness. I have actually a group of my own that I meet with every Friday morning at 6:30 my time with a group of ladies around the country, and we do a group healing meditation every week, and they're so wonderful. I love that group, and so I really enjoy these bringing collective consciousness together. So this week, what I want to do is do a healing for Messiah. One of the viewers, Messiah is her name or his name. I'm not sure if it's a male or female. But Messiah, if you're out there, we're doing a healing for you, who said here she has a chronic pain. And I can relate to chronic pain because I've had that going through my own health issues. And I totally can understand that. And so today, for this chronic pain situation, I want to do a meditation called Ho'oponopono, which is a Hawaiian spiritual practice that the premise is that our subconscious mind is holding on to a lot of trauma that we are not even conscious of. And this trauma, can be anything from this life, our childhood, or past lives. And there's just so much trauma in that subconscious mind. And we have to release that trauma in order to heal our health, in order to heal our relationships, in order to heal our life, period. And I love Ho'oponopono because we're using the conscious mind, or what they call the mother, to speak to the subconscious mind, the inner child, to help us to release all of the memories of pain, suffering, trauma, fear, anxiousness, whatever it is from our subconscious mind to heal. And I've used this meditation often, and it was introduced to me by a therapist, Carlos. I'm very grateful that he introduced it to me, and it's one of my favorite meditations. So today we're going to ask our subconscious mind to help us release all of the memories, and they call it memories. You could call it information, you could call it feelings, you could call it, basically it's information that we're holding on to, trauma information. So basically the technique of this is you can have a name for your inner child. I've named my inner child Moonchild. Give it a name. So your conscious mind, which is the mother, is asking the subconscious mind, the inner child, to help me release all the memories of pain, suffering, trauma, fear that is creating the suffering and pain in our lives. And in this case, it's a health issue. It's a chronic pain issue. So I'm going to guide you through the meditation, and whatever I say, you repeat. So basically, we're going to ask our inner child to help us. So I'm going to guide the meditation, and basically what I'm saying, you repeat, and you repeat it to your subconscious mind. Like, ask your subconscious mind. So if I say, I love you, that means the conscious mind is telling the subconscious mind, I love you. Or if I say, please help me to release all of the replayed memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that does not serve my chronic pain, the conscious mind is speaking to the subconscious mind. So what I want you to do is I want you to set the intention, for yourself to heal yourself and Messiah at the same time. And we're going to do this Ho'oponopono to help us release any suffering and pain in our bodies. That's what we're going to do. Hi, Pandora. Hi, Jolene. Hi, Alice. Hi, Tiffany. Oh, Tiffany, I'm so glad that you're finally able to catch us on live. So we're going to do this meditation. Get really comfortable. Like I said, you could name your inner child. Why don't you pick out a name for your inner child? What is that subconscious inner child name for you? For me, it's Moonchild. What is it for you? So we're going to be actively speaking to our subconscious mind to allow us to release all of the trauma that does not serve us, whether it's health, whether it's, money, abundance, career, relationships. And we're not going to ask the subconscious mind what it is, because the subconscious mind will connect to the superconscious mind, which will then connect to the divine, and the divine knows what it is. We don't necessarily need to know what that trauma memory is. And that's the beauty of this Ho'oponopono meditation, is we don't need to know what the trauma is necessarily. The divine already knows. We're just asking, please help us to release it. So get really comfortable. Hold on to anything that you have that makes you feel more secure or more amplifying the power of intentions. Crystals are great, wonderful for amplifying power of intention. So if you have a crystal, hold it. And let's start this meditation. I look forward to it. Let's settle our energies to the power of now, because this is the only moment that we have any power over our lives, and this is the moment where we can shift our energy into a higher vibrational frequency. So use your breath to really be present in the now. Just be aware of your breath. As you inhale, just notice how the breath is moving through your nostrils, into your respiratory system, into your lungs. And that breath is being carried to every single cell, every single tissue, every single organ in your body. And as you exhale the breath, release all thoughts of the past and future that has no relevance to the now. So take a few deep breaths in and out with the intention of being fully present in the now. Use your breath to connect your mind, body, and soul. And as you breathe in and out, scan your body and see where you might have some pain or suffering. And intentionally breathe into that area where you feel that resistant energy. Maybe you have some tension in your shoulder. Maybe you have some pain in your hips. Maybe you have some pain in your joints. Breathe into that area with the intention of absolute love and compassion. Give that area so much love and compassion. And as thoughts rise, just observe whatever thoughts arise. Do not judge it, and just let it go. And come back to your breath. Come back to your breath. Your breath is the life force energy that gives health, wellness, and vibrancy to your body and to your life. Let's thank our breath for keeping us healthy and vibrant and alive. And as you breathe in and out, give thanks to every cell, every tissue, every organ in your body for healing you, keeping you healthy and vibrant, so we may fulfill our higher purpose in this life. Breathe in so much gratitude and let go of any fears, doubt, worry. This moment is fine. This moment is okay. This moment is perfection. Now we intend for Messiah and people around the world to be released from their suffering of chronic pain. We intend for Messiah and people around the world to release their suffering of chronic pain. Now, let's acknowledge our inner child in us. If you have a name for your inner child, say it now. Say, inner child, I acknowledge the presence of you within me. Inner child, I acknowledge the presence of you within me. And repeat after me, speaking to your inner child. I love you, inner child. I love you. I love you. I love you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry I did not take care of you. I'm sorry I neglected you. I'm sorry that I've manipulated you. I'm sorry I wasn't there for you. I'm sorry that I allowed you to hold on to all of the replayed memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that do not serve us. I'm sorry that I allowed you to hold on to all of the replayed memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that do not serve us. I'm sorry that I allowed you to hold on to all of the replayed memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that do not serve us. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me for not taking care of you. Please forgive me for neglecting you. Please forgive me for not being there for you. Please forgive me for manipulating you. Please forgive me for allowing you to hold on to all of the replay memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that do not serve us. Please forgive me for allowing you to hold on to all of the replay memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that do not serve us. Please forgive me for allowing you to hold on to all of the replayed memories of pain and suffering, trauma, and fear that do not serve us. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Please forgive me. Now, please help me to release all of the memories of pain and suffering associated with the chronic pain in my body. Please help me to release all of the replay memories of suffering, pain associated with the chronic pain in my body. Please allow me to release all of the replay memories of suffering and pain associated with the chronic pain in my body. I do not know what all of the memories are. I do not need to know what all of the memories are. But I know in your infinite wisdom, you know what all of the memories are. And in your infinite love, I thank you for allowing me to release all of the replayed memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear associated with the chronic pain. I do not know what all of the memories are of suffering, pain. And I do not need to know what all of the memories are of the suffering and pain. But I know in your infinite wisdom, you know what all of the memories are. And I thank you for your infinite love to allow me to release all of the suffering and pain associated with my chronic pain in my body. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for allowing me to release all of the replay memories of suffering and pain that is creating all of the chronic pain in my body. Thank you. Thank you. I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. Namaste. Thank you, everyone, for joining me for that Ho'oponopono meditation. So basically, the steps that I went through are you first acknowledge your inner child. You say that you love your inner child. You tell your inner child that you're sorry. You ask forgiveness. And then you ask to release the memories of the suffering and pain that's creating the problems. And then you say thank you. So if we really shorten it, it's, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And sometimes I've used this technique when I'm out and about in life and I meet a nasty person who has shown up nasty to me when I haven't, consciously done anything to that person at that time. Because in Ho'oponopono, the premise is that the nasty person showed up because you have nastiness holding on in your subconscious mind. And if you had zero, let's say, anger in your subconscious mind, then no angry person can show up. So even though you're not consciously angry at the time, if a angry person shows up, that means you're still holding on to anger. And so you can do this mantra, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And you're speaking to your inner child. You're not speaking to the other person. You're doing this inner mantra to tell the inner child, I'm sorry, please help me release the anger in me so that angry people don't show up. And so the other day I had a neighbor who showed up angry because my dog was kind of barking too much. And I realized that, I was holding on to anger still. My husband was holding on to anger still. And so I was doing this mantra. And so, it really helped me to cleanse. And this is a process. It's not going to happen overnight. So I forgot to ask you if you guys had any questions or experiences regarding that meditation or anything about Ho'oponopono. Because if you want to practice this meditation on your own, ask me. Or if you have any other questions that you want to ask me now. This is the time to ask me. And if you have, like I said, if you had an experience during that meditation where you felt something in your body and you weren't sure what it was about, just ask me. Okay, so this is the time to ask me. So going back to this Ho'oponopono meditation, I used this meditation quite a bit during the time when I was going through a lot of suffering and pain with my own body. I had rash and eczema all over my body that wouldn't go away, and it was getting worse. Oh, Jolene, you want to continue with this practice? Okay, that's great. I'm glad to hear that. If you have any questions, Jolene, let me know. And because I knew that in order to really heal myself, I had to try to release trauma from my subconscious mind as much as possible. Because I knew that I was holding on to a lot of trauma from my childhood. Living in fear of my father on a daily basis is huge trauma. And also things from my previous lives that I'm not conscious of. When we come into this body, our consciousness, our soul comes into this physical body in this lifetime. We're carrying a lot of crap, from our ancestors and, from our previous lives, traumas that we had. We're carrying a lot of crap into this body. So we have to release that. Jolene, I'm going through a breakup, so I have a lot of anger towards him. Oh, Oh, I'm sorry, Selena, you missed the meditation. I'm sorry, but you could watch the video, because it will be recorded and it will be uploaded to my YouTube channel, so you can watch it. I'm so sorry about the breakup, Jolene. Yeah, breakups are very hard, and it is traumatic, because you feel like you've lost an arm or a leg. And any breakup is going to be traumatic, no matter how good of a relationship you had or bad of a relationship you had. So I have a lot of compassion and send my heart and love and blessings to you, Jolene, for the breakup. You could use this Ho'oponopono meditation to help you. Ask your subconscious mind, please help me to release the memories and feelings of anger, help me release the feelings and memories of anger towards, my husband or my boyfriend or whoever that person is. Ask your subconscious mind to help you release that anger energy, because I'm telling you, anger energy is one of the most destructive energy that there ever is. Destructive. And I know this because I carried a lot of anger in my 20s, throughout my life, because I think I was really angry about my childhood, having a traumatic childhood. And I was also angry at one point and resentful towards my mother, because I felt that we gave her an opportunity to leave my father, but she didn't take it. And I understand why she didn't take it, because her generation, you just do not leave your spouse. She's going to be 90 this year, and she's doing amazing. God bless her. She's the sweetest lady on earth. But there was a part of me that had anger because of my childhood, and I noticed that all the problems that have happened in my siblings' lives, in all of our lives in my family, including my late sister's son, I always say she died of years of stress and unhappiness, is because of that traumatic childhood. And so there was a part of me that was so angry about, having such a traumatic childhood. And I would lash that anger out onto other people. I would just lash it out onto others. And there was a point when I realized that, the reason why I was doing it, lashing out anger at other people, was because I was really angry at myself, and I knew that I needed to really release that energy, because it would be so destructive. It would just become more and more destructive, day by day, and it would get worse and worse. And eventually I would end up like my late sister's son, who basically died of stress and unhappiness. And I never say she died of cancer. So, Jolene, it's important that you release that anger. And I think that, you can also do a meditation on the anger, where what I would also suggest, Jolene, for your anger is do a meditation where you literally recount a moment that you were so angry at your partner. Recount a moment that you were so angry at your partner, and then just observe that event, that situation where you were so angry. Observe that situation and keep observing that situation like a third eye witness, like this is you, this is your partner, and you're really angry at that person. And you're right here now observing the two of you being angry. Observe that anger. And you might feel something in your body. Like you might feel tension in your chest. You might feel tension in your stomach. I don't know. You might feel some pain or you might feel that anxiousness. You know, when I feel anxious or fearful, I get this like tightness in my chest. And so keep observing that. Keep observing it. Keep observing that situation where you're angry. And what happens is, as you keep observing it, and you may have all of these uncomfortable feelings that arise, that's okay, because you're kind of arising it to release it. So that's what I would do. I would like recall a really angry event that I had for my partner, and just keep observing it like a third eye witness. Just keep observing it. Stay with it, stay with it, stay with it. And then eventually what you're going to find, Jolene, is that energy will start to evolve into something of compassion. Compassion for your partner, compassion for yourself. And then the anger starts to disappear. When you start to have compassion, that energy starts to evolve into something beautiful. So I suggest you do that, Jolene. Hi, Amin. Hi, Cecilia. Cecilia, pray to God will heal a breakup. Yes, God will heal everything. I agree with that. Praying is wonderful. Praying is wonderful because it opens that line of communication to the divine, and that's what we all need to do. You're welcome, Jolene. Yeah, that's what it is. The compassion, we have to get to some place of compassion. So what happened with my neighbor was, he yelled at us because our dog was barking too much. And I get it. And I didn't mind the fact that he yelled at us. What I was kind of disturbed was the fact that he yelled at us. He could have asked us nicely. So what I started to do was, I started to do this, like this meditation where, and that Ho'oponopono, I started repeating it, and it kind of started to subside my anger. And I knew that he was not happy about something, that the reason why he projected that anger is because he was angry with himself, like he's not happy. So I understood that. And I've heard from other neighbors that he's not happy. And I understood that. And so when I could get myself in some place of equanimity, where my anger starts to subside a little bit, I start to actually have compassion for him, compassion for his suffering, because that inner suffering is what's creating that anger towards somebody else. And I could see that, and I could feel that in him. So then I started to have compassion for him. And when I started to have compassion for him, that's when I was able to release that anger more and more. Just release. And you're not releasing that anger, for the other person, because the other person will be the other person. You're not here to change the other person. You're releasing that anger for yourself. You're releasing it for yourself. So when you have compassion for yourself and the other person, you're healing yourself. And as you heal more of yourself, you're going to meet better people. You're going to meet, the amazing partner eventually, that is going to come into your life organically and naturally. So, yeah, for a reason, but okay. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. So going back to this Ho'oponopono, like I said, I used it a lot during the time when I had the heightened health issues with a lot of chronic pain throughout my body. I had lots of rashes and eczema that wouldn't go away. I really couldn't even sit at a desk for even 5 minutes. I had to lay down all the time. I don't even know how I got through that time. I think the loving presence of God and the divine helped me. So the fact is that the Ho'oponopono meditation, I did a lot of it. I really spoke to my subconscious mind to ask it to release all of the memories of pain, suffering, trauma, and fear that does not serve my health. Any memories of pain and suffering associated with my health issue, I asked my subconscious mind to help me release it. And I think that really helped me to heal my body, And it took a while to start healing. I mean, it wasn't overnight. So I was just very vigilant about my meditation. I was very vigilant about knowing that my spirit guides, God, were here with me, guiding me, to protect me, to heal me. And I just was very, very committed to doing the work. And you have to be committed to doing the work, because one of the things that I think when people, go on this path to heal themselves and they don't see results right away, they get discouraged and then give up. You can't be discouraged. You can't give up, because the healing path is there. It's just that you have to be patient. You have to give your body, you have to give it time to be able to recalibrate. Your body's got to recalibrate. And that takes time, especially when you're doing it holistically and naturally. We're trying to heal ourselves holistically and naturally. And sometimes it doesn't happen overnight. And what could happen also is sometimes you could be doing something for 1 year, and then all of a sudden it happens overnight. That's happened before. So the thing is that you can't give up. You have to be really patient with yourself. Me or Cecilia? Tiffany, thank you. I have a Facebook. I have a Facebook page. It's called Yin and Yang Living. Hello, Sajal. So, I think that's it for today. I have to go. I have a call conference in like 10 minutes. So let's close it out. And next week we'll do another meditation. And if you have any questions, bring it next week as well. And I look forward to that gathering next week. And I thank you again for collectively coming together to do this group healing. And I really receive a lot of healing from it. So I thank you so much. So let's just close it out with a quick prayer. Dear God, dear universe, dear spirit guides, thank you so much for allowing us this time to come together collectively and bring our collective consciousness of love, compassion, to heal ourselves and heal the world. We know that regardless of what is going on here in our life, in our planet, that you are always here to guide us to our highest good, and you're always protecting and watching over us and giving us needed lessons for the expansion and growth of our souls. So we thank you so much for always being with us, always loving us, always unconditionally protecting us and showing us to our own love and compassion for ourselves first and foremost, and for others. Thank you so much for always being with us and for your unconditional love, wisdom, and guidance. Namaste. Bye, everyone. I'll see you next week. I love you, and many blessings.